Alright guys, the time has come. We are finally going to be reviewing Call of Duty Black Ops 3. I'm actually pretty excited for this one. I know it's been a long time coming with Infinite Warfare and MW1 remastered just around the corner. There's really no better time to actually just wrap up with my COD reviews and get caught up. So, let's start off with the story here. This game takes place in the era between 2065 and 2070 in a world post-Black Ops 3 where cybernetically enhanced soldiers are the norm. So you play as, a generic soldier guy or girl. And let me just take a brief moment to address that. I actually had to stop my campaign run-through in order to switch to a female character because the male voice annoyed me that much. Although it is all preference. Anyways, you pick a gender, pick a face, and set off on your magical adventure filled with mediocrity and disappointment. After being brutalized at the end of your first mission, you and your partner Jacob Hendricks become cyborgs, enhanced with DNI technology that gives you the superpowers that you play with in the game. And then you start out on your extremely forgettable journey, yada yada yada. But one thing I will gush over is the addition of 4-player co-op campaign, because we all know everything is better with friends. But I will say this now because I honestly don't want to talk about campaign anymore. Black Ops 3 is the worst Call of Duty campaign to date. Yes, worse than Ghosts. I will say the powers can be cool at times, and the enemy variety is at least pretty good. You know, since this game is in the future, there's more enemies than just humans. You'll fight bullet-spongy robots, drones, and, you know, they at least add variety to the game. But for real, the campaign sucks. Don't play it. I'm literally trying to forget the campaign ever existed, so I'm going to stop talking about it. Multiplayer. At least now we can move on to Call of Duty's bread and butter. Matchmaking. So to begin, I would like to start by saying I've never really cared for how the Treyarch guns handle, you know, how they shoot. I've always felt that they've been inferior to the Infinity Ward games, and now even the Sledgehammer game feels better as far as the gun department, how they shoot. However, Treyarch has always had the better end game as well as better camos, and that remains true here. The Dark Ops challenges, 10 prestiges, 1,000 master prestige ranks, as well as a ton of new, gun challenges, including the gold, diamond, and new dark matter grind. Means you'll be playing this game for a long time if you want to unlock everything. And for that, I've always given Treyarch the upper hand. Their endgame content is truly unbeatable at this point. Gun selection, however, could use some work. DLC weapons were pretty lackluster in this game as well, with only 2 classic guns coming back. And one huge problem returning from Advanced Warfare is the supply drops. Now, this is of course going to anger a lot of people, but yes, the supply drops are in this game as well. Items, weapons, exclusive camos, all available inside exclusively these supply drops, and they're available with real money or in-game currency, and of course having DLC weapons only in supply drops is going to anger everybody. I mean, it's a glorified gambling too, since there is no chance to earn what you want. You're basically paying for a chance. You're not able to actually buy the weapons outright or unlock them outright. You have to open these supply drops and pay real money or in-game currency for a chance at what you want. It's really dumb. Besides, they watered down everything by adding, I think, 20 melee weapons. There's 20 melee weapons in the game, and they all do the same thing. It's the laziest way to get money out of us I've ever seen in a game before. Even any game, not even just Call of Duty. It's really lazy, really shameful on Treyarch's part as well. Moving on though, the maps, they're actually pretty cool. There's a few remakes that are here, which are all pretty well done, except for the World at War map with the mechs. That is just terrible. But honestly, the on-disc maps in this game are the best we've had since Modern Warfare 2, in my opinion. As for the gameplay, though, we've already kind of talked about the gunplay, which I don't really care for. But it's still COD, so it's not bad. It's just not as good as Infinity Ward or Sledgehammer's games. But the game does piggyback off of Advanced Warfare with the new movement system. Some modifications were made to kind of tone it down and remove directional thrust as well, which is alright. I do like the new movement system, and the wall running is pretty cool addition as well. Personally do prefer the boots on the ground style, but whatever. Overall, multiplayer is alright. Not as good as Black Ops 2's multiplayer, but definitely better than Black Ops 1, by far actually. Now, the last point I want to talk about here is zombies. Now, this is where the game really shines. Continuing right where Black Ops 2's zombie story ended, I'm not going to go into the details of the story. It's really convoluted and long. Look it up on a wiki if you're interested, but it is still as epic as the zombie story's always been, now with some awesome cutscenes to accompany the intros and outros of every map very good. And the zombies maps in this game are pretty much all amazing except for Zetsuo, the stupid jungle one. I hate that one. But Der Riese makes its return. Very good map, my favorite zombies map of all time. But there's a new leveling system, which is actually really cool. You level up, unlock new guns and cuts that you can customize, add attachments and camos too. I really love it. I hope this system returns in Infinite Warfare. It's a great way to handle it, and it does promote continuous zombies play for a reason that's outside of just the primary Easter eggs in the story. Overall though, the game is worth its asking price alone for the zombies experience. It is by far the best aspect of this otherwise mediocre title. My final thoughts, there's some other game modes as well that I'm not going to bother talking about, like the free running mode and the Nightmares mode and Dead Ups Arcade 2. Those are completely just, shovelware stuff. But the game is very pretty. I will say it definitely looks good, plays very solidly, at least on the next gen and PC systems. But I still don't understand why this game is called Black Ops 3. It is honestly Black Ops in name only. It plays nothing like the previous games. It, was just called Black Ops 3 to sell more titles, honestly. It doesn't even have anything to do with the story of Black Ops. Mason and his friends and associates aren't even mentioned. Literally the only connection it has with Black Ops are a few of the remade maps and the zombie story. Otherwise, this game is just mediocre, but I will praise it for the sheer amount of endgame content. That's really all I have to say. Overall, this game doesn't even come close to being my favorite Call of Duty game, and honestly barely surpasses the likes of Ghosts. My final score for the game is a 7.5 out of 10. I know some of you are going to get a little bit angered by this score because a lot of you like Black Ops 3, and I like it too. It's alright. It's nowhere near as good. It's not in my top 5, that's for sure. I'll make a top 5 eventually, but it's not in my top 5. It really barely surpasses Ghosts for me. I like Advanced Warfare better than this game as well. Sue me, but I do. Advanced Warfare is a more solid game overall. It's got better multiplayer and a better campaign, that's for sure. Overall though, I don't think 7.5 is too harsh of a score for how I, was talking about the game. It's not a terrible game. It definitely does some things well, and again, I will praise it for the end game content. Very fantastically well made, but yeah, 7.5 out of 10. So let me know what you guys think down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. My next review is going to be on Infinite Warfare. I'm very excited for that game to come out, and that way I can finally, be caught up on a Call of Duty review for once and be able to review it on a, expedient timeline instead of waiting until a week before the next game's out before I get my review out. So though, tell me what you guys think down below about this game. Did I review this completely wrong? Let me know in the comments section down below. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay classy, guys.